My name is Wendy, and Brian and I are your service leaders today. Thank you for joining us this morning, familiar faces and newcomers. Those here in the UCG building and all who are joining us via Zoom. A warm welcome to our speaker today, James Gordon. We'll introduce James a little bit formally a little bit later. At UCG, we consciously strive to create a safe and compassionate and supportive environment where everyone is valued, respected, and feels at home. We welcome all who come in search of truth and meaning, no matter your age, gender, identity, sexual orientation, ability, background, or the color of your skin. At UCG, we believe that our diversity and respect for each other's individuality and inherent self-worth make our community strong. We travel, learn, and grow together. If you are new to UCG, we encourage you to check us out a few times. We are a lay-led congregation, and each service is unique. Okay, we're going to.
I'll light the chalice. Maybe everybody can join with me in the words. In this flame, we witness the power of transformation.
Awed again by the wonder of life, we are grateful to be vital to this living universe and inspiring community.
I can't read and light at the same time.
And the territorial land acknowledgement. As we gather, we are reminded that Guelph is situated on land steeped in rich Indigenous history and currently home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. Today we acknowledge the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations, on whose traditional territory we are meeting. Let us be grateful to the many generations who have come before us as we strive to walk together on a path of mutual respect and support. May the decisions we make and the activities we pursue be inclusive and mindful of the many generations to come. And our opening words today are from Gary Kowalski. We gather here to worship, to seek the truth, to grow in love, to join in service, to celebrate life's beauty and find healing for its pain, to honor our kinship with each other and with the earth, to create a more compassionate world, beginning with ourselves, to wonder at the mystery that gave us birth, to find courage for the journey's end, and to listen for the wisdom that guides us in the quietness of this moment. And we, James and I had a little discussion that we would do all of the music with the talk today, and so instead of having a song right now, it's time for the story of all ages. So I guess we can get
Maybe I'll bring a chair up for the reader.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. We're coming.
Yeah, thank you. Who's the reader? Oh, okay.
All right, can everyone hear me? Yes. Okay. The story today is called I Am We, a Book of Community. I know it is important to take care of me, to focus on my own breath, my own needs, to be kind to my mind. Sometimes I wonder, is that selfish? How does caring for myself help anyone else? But then I realize that the better I feel inside, the more I can be there for others, my friends, my family, my community, because I do not exist alone. I am a part of something bigger than myself. And when we take the goodness and self-compassion inside and turn it outwards, that is how we make progress and change. How we build, create, learn, and show love. How we care for each other affects the world. I am more than me. I am we. When there are challenges and struggles, I can check on you. You can check on me. We can create a safety net so no one falls. When there is hurtfulness and inequity, we can stand up for each other. We can sit, gather, march, sing, vote, stronger in numbers, louder in voices, and we can call for justice. When there are differences in thoughts and opinions, we can have a conversation, listening, disagreeing, and agreeing with gentleness, finding the right solution for all of us. When there is shyness and a feeling of not belonging, we can be the welcoming committee, interested and thoughtful, making sure there is a safe place for everyone. When there are problems to be solved with creativity, I can share my talents and you can share yours. We can combine our skills and ideas to dream up something spectacular. When there are good times, successes, and joy, we can celebrate, show our excitement and pride, and encourage each other to keep on rising. Connection is how I grow. Connection is how we grow. Connected is what we are, part of a worldwide community. Diverse and magnificent, kind and accepting, supportive and present, all of us important, none of us alone. I am not just me. I am we. And if we put our heads and our hearts together, if we keep on caring for ourselves and each other, everything is possible. The end.
Go now in peace. May the love of all surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
We thank everyone for their contributions to UCG, be it in acts or online financial contribution. For those here in the sanctuary, we will pass the offering plate around now, and thank you for your generosity. I've got it here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. You I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. To you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
I'm going to introduce our speaker today, James Gordon. It's with great pleasure that I introduce James Gordon. Many of you already know James. James is a singer-songwriter and author. James has been involved with both provincial and local politics and co-founded the Hillside Festival and more recently our local Praise the Ward Festival. James is an inspiring community leader and activist. James, thank you so much for being with us today.
Great. Thank you. Here we go. Great to see you all, and for those who I can't see, I can feel you online. My neighbor Maureen. I think what I visited, was it a year ago that I visited, or maybe 2 years ago? But I can only talk about one thing. So it's evolving, my talk, because I'm such a community fanatic. So I'm speaking to you about community, although some of what I'm sharing today actually is included in a one-man show that I debuted in June. It is actually about what you can do as an activist through the power of community. So some of you, I think I know Ed's experienced that already. But I'm going to start with a song. I found that in recognizing all the ways that we can value community, in these challenging times, a lot of us are overwhelmed, and if we do find support, nurturing in a community, that's the biggest source of hope right now for people. So this song is called Hope is Back in Town. Let's see. I hope that I can see these words here.
Maybe some lighting is the.
I think I'm okay. Oh, he's got my fan.
Would you like me to raise it a smidge?
Can you do that?
I can.
Genius. Oh, well now,
Is that too
that's a
high?
little too high.
How
Yeah.
about there?
You like that? That's good. I'll take it. Appreciate it. All right. I saw her peeking through the curtain, heard her rattle in the gate, fragile and uncertain. She whispered, sorry I'm late. I gave her my last cup of positivity. She drank it all up, and she said to me, I've been gone so long, I was chased away by fear. You can put it in your song, sing it loud and clear. I am here to stay. Let the church bells sound, though we've lost our way. Hope is back in town. She said, I'm as frail as a flower, as precious as the air we breathe. But I have got the power, as long as we believe. There's an end to all this madness. There's a future we can share. There's a way beyond this sadness that is everywhere. She said, I've been gone so long, chased away by fear. You can put it in your song, sing it loud and clear. I am here to stay. Let the church bells sound, though we've lost our way. Tell them hope is back in town. I was surrounded by despair, couldn't stay alive. Now there's something in the air, makes me think we can survive. If you hold me in your heart, you hang on tight. Maybe we can make a start, maybe we can make things right. You know, I've been gone so long, chased away by fear. You can put it in your song, sing it loud and clear. I am here to stay. Let the church bells sound. So you all are here because you find value in this community. So I'm sort of preaching to the choir here. Do you have a choir? Oh, no. Bring him in, and I'll preach to it. But I'm looking today in what I'm sharing about community through the lens of community advocacy and activism. And just next week, you'll be able to see the fruits of my current community labors with the Praise the Ward Festival. I've got flyers at the back for it, and there's a program back there too. And I am the accidental founder of that festival too. It's really because one day I thought, Praise the Ward, that sounds kind of cute. There should be a festival that goes with that. But along with others, I think I helped create it because I noticed that this particular neighborhood, the Ward, I just live a 2-minute bike ride from here, as I found this morning, does have that value of community, of sharing and nurturing, and in particular, that sharing of community through creativity and the arts is really rampant around here. So this building itself and what you folks are doing is an integral part of the value of the community you find here. And basically what I've learned with festivals and with anything, and even seeing you here, is that we are stronger as individuals when we act collectively. As a former counselor, I learned that climate change issues are a major concern, and that's been a big focus for me. And in this community, especially families that are concerned for the next generation, when they want to contribute to ensuring a sustainable future for our city and our planet. And I think Diane already mentioned that this city's already known for its environmental, ecological activism, and that is created through working together in community. My climate hero remains to this day Greta Thunberg. I took the train to New York City once when she traveled across the ocean, sailed across, if you remember that. She spoke with eloquence and passion. It was very inspiring, but that speech mostly fell on deaf ears. I always had one difference of opinion with her though. She famously said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "We have to act as if our house is on fire." My view is that if we're convinced that we're all going up in flames, we don't have the incentive to act. We'd hide under a rock. My alternative is that despite my ingrained cynicism that I'm sure many of you share, we have to look for little glimmers of hope, hence that song, that we might actually have a future to leave for that next generation and turn those glimmers into action. In my activist work, I'm often involved in looking at the question, in this global emergency, how do we live our lives? As that doomsday clock gets closer to midnight without aggressive action being taken, the question I'm noticing has shifted not from how as to why, as in why should we bother doing anything if we're all doomed anyway? It's a cynical question, but people are asking it. I understand it. It's commonly accompanied by the observation, why does it make a difference if I recycle my garbage when China is spewing out enough carbon to overwhelm the planet anyway? And now that the new American oligarchy has eliminated virtually all of its climate mitigation programs. And in fact, you can, that's what's happening in the United States. This show that I just described to you, it's called Smashing the Oligarchy. I'm performing it next month in Washington, D.C. So if you never hear from me again,
Oh my goodness.
send me a postcard to El Salvador. But I hear this common frustration from people, but I maintain that even though it's hard to tell if we're making a difference in our personal initiatives, giving up and doing nothing can't possibly help. So why not do the little things? If we all do, my hope is that we all collectively will notice that difference. One of my heroes is Pete Seeger. Got to meet him a few times. He signed my banjo. He said, famously, if the human race is still here in 100 years, it will be because of lots of people doing lots of little things. Bigger things can get co-opted or bought off by the powers that be. But if there are many, many little things going on, it will be too hard for them to keep up with all of them. I consider myself to be a sower of seeds, he says. Some seeds fall on stones and don't even sprout, but some seeds fall on fallow ground and multiply 100-fold. Kind of the words that I live by. By the way, Seeger often referred to himself as a conservative, referring to the word's original meaning, one who conserves things. Now that word is more associated with one, unfortunately, that destroys things. Our sense of well-being, in my view, is enhanced when you get involved in community that way. When we're doing lots of little things, as Pete says, you get a sense of belonging, a sense that your voice matters. And I sense here in this room that you share that sense of belonging with one another. It's the opposite of the pervasive everyone is out for themselves attitude that extreme capitalism has wrought upon us. I can certainly say from experience that partaking in community, getting involved, doing stuff collaboratively brings many rewards. And I'd ask, even though we have a daunting task ahead, what's the reward in doing nothing? Personally, I find that I swing wildly between hope and despair every day. I don't know about you, but I stay more hopeful when I'm getting my hands dirty helping the cause, joining a group, getting together with your neighbors. In worrying about whether what we are doing is effective, we lose sight of the fact that the act of doing, of creating, of relating with your neighbors and friends, of really being in community can be as important as what you are doing. Not to get too hippie on you, but collectively we need to relearn how to love and nurture our planet and each other. Environmental activist Paul Hawken has said, quoting, "When asked if I am pessimistic or optimistic about the future, my answer is always the same. If you look at the science about what is happening on Earth and aren't pessimistic, you don't understand data. But if you meet the people who are working to restore this Earth and the lives of the poor, and you aren't optimistic, you haven't got a pulse." What I see everywhere in the world are ordinary people willing to confront despair, power, and incalculable odds in order to restore some semblance of grace, justice, and beauty to this world. And those ordinary people are doing that great work, of course, in community. I find that people are often, this is me again, I find that people are often hesitant about diving into being the change because they think it will mean too much personal sacrifice. That's because we are trapped, I think, many of us, in a consumerist culture that is the child of capitalism. We can get off the endless consumerist quest for more stuff that is filling our oceans with plastic and quickly draining our resources. And it doesn't have to mean sacrifices. It just means shifts in our thinking and our lifestyle, shifts that can be more satisfying than the stuff you might have to live without. Kurt Vonnegut said, "We'll go down in history as the first society that wouldn't save itself because it wasn't cost effective." The short-term thinking that pervades right-wing governments often leads to decisions that support tax breaks now at the expense of our future sustainability. Saving ourselves might hit the profit margins of the billionaires who are exacerbating our climate and community issues, but that's going to ultimately be a positive thing. Shifting away from being led by corporate greed to community-driven leadership, like we see here, can only be accomplished by exercising the main privilege we have in our so-called democracy, voting. Corporate-controlled political parties, like we are seeing everywhere, not just the poor USA, succeed by undermining our education system so that we lose the critical thinking skills necessary for understanding the massive change we need to survive, and by promoting false narratives. So, vote, stay informed, get involved, get off the couch and onto the streets. It's time. We can do this. And I think getting together with your community can be effective. And what I'm discovering too, that people often don't know, it's fun. And we need fun. Sometimes there's even pie. We must all be explorers in a new world now, searching for the source of the healing waters that can put Greta's house fire out. I'm going to finish with a song for you.
about this exact thing, about how when we feel overwhelmed. Song is called Fall and Rise. There's a chorus I should have put up right. Got that for you. Don't worry about it. But when we get overwhelmed and thinking, well, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, we have to remember that we also move in cycles too. It's a circle of life. And if we gather together with that sense of hope, we can rise again after falling. So that's what this song is called, and I'll sing the song. And is this the same time that we'll have a little discussion, or does that come at the end?
Well, yeah, at the end.
Okay.
After a short break.
All right. All of our tears, they could fill a stream, they would flow to a sea of sorrow. All of our fears, all of our dashed dreams, it's hard to see through to tomorrow. And we fall and rise, we fall and rise, and all our hearts and all our minds, calling hope into our lives. We fall and we rise, but we have the power of community. You can see it all around our darkest hour. It can lead you and me to higher ground. And we fall and rise, we fall and rise, with all our hearts and all our minds. We call in hope into our lives. We fall and we rise at such a cost. We've been driven by greed. We have built a machine that destroys. Our spirit's been lost. We can find our way. We all can make a joyful noise. We fall and rise. We fall and rise. With all our hearts and all our minds. We call it hope into our lives. We fall and we fall and rise. We fall and rise. With all our hearts and all our minds. We call it hope into our lives. We fall and we rise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, James. We'll have an opportunity to have a discussion at the end of the service after a break. James has agreed to stay with us. And our closing words for today come from Sherry Woodbury. Let us continue to grow as citizens of our communities, our nation, and our world. Let us work to build the common good for ourselves and the generations to come. May it be so. Amen.
So I'll get everyone to help me extinguish the flame.
That's my job.
There we go. Thank you. We gather to
To
light
this chalice,
we
we
part
part the flame lit within us
and
and inspire to community.
And do we have announcements?